In the end, I guess it was a good celebration for your 200. What were you thinking in the third quarter and the start of the last quarter?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. We had a lot of opportunities in the first half and didn't make the most of them. We dominated play and the ball was sort of in our half most of the time. But Richmond made the most of their opportunities, and we knew they were going to come out in the third quarter, which they did, and played some good football. And I was a bit nervous, but we knew that like I said, we dominated the play and contested footy in particular, and that's where they got us in the third quarter. So we knew if we could rectify that in the last, we'd get the game back on our terms, and we did that.
When Jared Polec went off, it seemed to throw your forward structure right out. Is that what it was, or was it a combination of other things? He was a pretty big loss. Yeah, he was. Definitely it impacted our forward structure, but I think at the same time we probably didn't play smart. We played into Richmond's hands. They had number or two numbers back, and we just went fast forward and then kicked it into them, and they just got us on the counter attack. So we just probably had to play it a little bit smarter and use a spare and just even etch the ball up forward slower. But we played into their hands a bit, so we just rectified that a bit as well in the last.
Is it a big relief to start the season with a win?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously big for the supporters, and obviously important for the club and obviously us boys, because you don't want to go into the season with a loss. It just sort of the pressure starts to mount. So it's nice you get a win to start. We've got Gold Coast this week, and hopefully we can get two in a row and really start. Obviously, that was enthralling. Start the season good. So hopefully, two in a row will be nice.
And we saw some pictures of Jared, holding you off there to celebrate your 200th. What was he saying to you? What kind of state was he in at the end of the game? Was he feeling quite better after the knock? Yeah,
he was fine. He felt good, but obviously he copped the knock, and the doc had assessed him and ruled that he had concussion. So the rules, obviously say that he can't come back on, but he was fine by the end of the game.
He was happy to.
He was great. Yeah, him and Andy Walker it was nice. Yeah.
And so how are the players feeling about that concussion?
I think we're fine. Look, it's obviously going to be something that can impact the side, and it impacted us a bit last night. But the rules are the same for everyone, and unfortunately last night, we copped it, a bloke being down. But with the substitutes there, we had a bloke come on, so it wasn't too bad. And I suppose it's just going to. Not put pressure on, but it's just going to have an impact on the way coaches pick their sides, I suppose, for the sub and how they, what type of player they pick for that. But look, if that happens, it happens.
Unfortunately, you found yourself in that position. Do you think you'd be sort of one-sided, a little bit eager to get back on?
Oh, definitely. And as a player, you always want to be on the field, and you're probably telling the doc you're fine when you're not. But he's employed to be the doctor, and he's obviously educated for that. So when he gives you the assessment, he's not doing it for just fun. He's obviously, it's his opinion, so we have to take it on board.
If that was a game last year, the way he looked, he was dazed for a while, but probably last year, do you reckon he would have come back on?
I'd say so. I think the way it's been in previous years, with every club, players get a knock, even sometimes they're not even out, it's just a good heavy knock, but they might have slight concussion, and 20 minutes they feel fine. I know I've had a couple over the years, and you feel fine a bit later on, but again, like I said, the doc's employed, and he's educated in that area, so it's his opinion we've got to take on board.
Were you worried he was going to drop you and he's cheering you on?
No, he was all right. He was pretty good by then.
I want to ask you just a question about Chris Judd's leadership. Obviously, you've played 200 games now. You're a very experienced player, and Chris as well. Have you spoken good words to Bryce Gibbs about what he can do to take his game to the next level and to become that elite sort of midfielder?
I think he's starting to. A good step for him this year is he's been elevated into the leadership group, and he's a young player still learning. With time he'll become a better leader, and he's already a good leader. That's why he was selected in our leadership group. So, I think what is he, 22? So he's still a young man, and I think through the period of this year and years to come, you'll see his leadership grow dramatically.